Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Monday, January the 23rd. The year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Range trading. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Always remember and never forget to use your risk management. Do not lose more on one single trade than you are willing to lose on one single trade. So, what am I talking about? Range trading. Well, if you look here on the 1 minute chart, you can see price is stuck in a range right here. Or you can look at it this way, or you can look at it this way, but you see price is stuck in a range. I got one more once again, and so you can see this is kind of the upside, and this here is kind of the downside, and then lately it's kind of been between here and right here. It's just price is just stuck. So when you're trading, when you're doing range trading, you want to enter long near the bottom of the range and exit, and then switch back to short near the top of the range. And we just so are happening to be ranging in and out of the launch pad. You guys know how much I like the launch pad. So the first part is you need to identify the range. So Walmart called me about 15 minutes or so ago, and I was still horizontal because that's why I cut the video off. Like I said, I did a lot of driving over the weekend, so I was just a little tired. So wake up and I look and see here, hey, we're stuck in a range, and we're right. We're playing with the launch pad. So I, of course, entered it at a 40, and it just slammed right back down to that 40. Now you notice we've got indicator 2 dots. And so when you're trading in the range, you look here, price has been coming down, and all of a sudden it shoots up, coming down, and then it shoots up hard, comes down, and it shoots up hard. And what I mean by hard is look at the size of the candle that shoots up compared to the size of the candles that were coming down. So that's telling you there's some strong buys there that's moving price up. Just like right here, this is a pretty big candle compared to the rest, and it moved price down. And you see we're now getting near the top of the range, and how you can determine that is, well, you've already mapped it out, but then you see we're in these wicks, and look what just happened. It just got pushed down. So when you look left and you see price cutting through wicks more than cutting through bodies, you know that the opposite move is most likely. But sooner or later, it's going to break through. It's funny, almost right on cue, and then it's going to make a move. And what just happened? I was almost on cue when that happened. That's kind of funny like that. So now we're coming back down. And just if you're wondering what indicators I've got, then that's the price meter. And it's just basically lets you know based on a particular open. This is the H1 open. Is price above or below? And that's all that line is, just basically from open to close. Now, one of the things that I mentioned indicator 2, we've noticed that on the 1 minute chart, either after 2 dots, actually it's either the second, third, or fourth dot is usually when you have a big move. Or if the big moves happens, it'll change the dot color from magenta to aqua. And of course, you can use whatever colors you want via inputs. And then you can notice, you can even just look and see how many dots in a row is normal. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 up. And you can see sometimes when it's actually doing a breakout, you're going to have a long string of those dots until it settles down, forms a new range. So you can see we still have to break out of this level right here. And that's the 50 line. And we know what happens at the 50 psychological trade line. Price usually will struggle, and then it's gonna struggle to get through. You see it came down and just blasted through. Now it's going to struggle to go back the other way because the people who want to see price move down have already moved it down once. They're going to come back, maybe take out a stop or two, and then they move it down further. And you can see that. Then it bases. You see here, you pretty much have a double bottom. Comes back up, makes a higher low. Comes back up, makes a higher low. Now it just made a higher high for those structure traders. So right now, what I would be looking for is price to form a new range, create a flip-flop box, and then drop down. And so right here, we see we created a flip-flop box, but the dots are still aqua, and the price action high-low indicator is indicating that price is still on the up, moving up, and this is why you don't trade against the dots. So in this case, price is continuing its move up. You can see it here. Probably back to the 60, because we know how price likes to run from 40 to 60 on the pound dollar. But if you look left here, you can see that this was a reversal point, and then it ranged here, and then it dropped. So let's see if the same thing happens, but in the opposite way, where it ranges, hits a reversal point somewhere here, possibly, and then takes off because we're moving up. And if you like to use the 3-level ZZs, you can see we've gone now from 3-ball to 3-ball. We're forming a flip-flop box, but the dots are still aqua. And it's one of these things we like to just say, follow the dots, and you just wait. So you might be tempted to take this short, but it's like, it's probably better not to. let it range back up again, let the dot, let's form a magenta dot, and then take the short. And kind of on cue, it moved back up. See, now it's coming down. Now we've got a magenta dot. But let's see if it forms a range. Now, you could probably consider this bar a return bar. So if you want to take that rat reversal, which is also, in this case, would be the flip-flop, and go for this level, and it just about touched it. The other thing to note, this would have been a 23% retrace off the high. Note where price is, if you could take, if you would have shorted at 50, you'd be up about a pip right now. So what we've witnessed, we saw we were in a range, we broke out at a range, now it looks like we're coming back down to see if we're going to get into this range. So you can see all this price action here. Does it reverse off this level and continue higher is the question. So once again, I would have avoided this short. I would have been looking for price to continue this direction. And it came down back into the launch pad and it's now moving back up. So we really need to have a close probably. We need to have some closes between here and here, and price is pushing back down. Right here, this is the 38% retrace level on the fibs. And one thing to note, if you have a 3-ball here and you take shorts, you take little bites. You don't look for the big run. If you're doing reversal trades, and then here's a 3-ball, you're really not looking for big runs per se, especially if you're trading against the H1 and M30 candle colors. But sometimes you can get a nice movement. Whereas, so here you can see price come back down and through the H1 open there. So I hope that helps you a little bit, fellow traders. You know, you when you first look at the chart, look, is it ranging? Identify the range, and then you start to trade accordingly. And remember, sooner or later, price will break out of that range. And usually the dots, following the dots will tell you which direction the breakout's going to occur in. I hope that helps. So remember, fellow traders, when you're trading, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.